Hi guys, welcome to Module 1. So in this module we will be covering chapters 1, 3, and 4. So introduction to the body, cells, and then tissues. These chapters are pretty much the foundation for everything else that we will be covering in this course, so be sure to really um, give these chapters the time that they deserve and make sure that you have a good understanding of all the information in these chapters. So everything is going to be sequential, so you'll start with chapter 1, complete everything in that folder, and then move on to chapter 3. So if you click on chapter 1, it will take you to this page here. So here's your little to-do list for the chapter. So read the chapter in your book, make sure you thoroughly read it. Then review the PowerPoints and lectures. So right here is your PowerPoint, and then down here is a recorded lecture. So it's just the PowerPoint with a voiceover lecture by me. Be sure to look at those videos. I know it can be a little time consuming, but what I'll do is cover the topics that are really the most confusing in them, in the chapters, so it won't be a full, hour and a half lecture. I'm trying to condense it just to allow you to get that information, but not take up a whole lot of time. Once you've completed that, you'll do the chapter 1 review questions. So these are in your book, or else I have them listed here if you want to reference them that way. These are due on Thursday by 11:30 p.m. So these are always due on Thursday. There is a rubric that goes along with these review questions. So if you click on this link, it will pull up your rubric here. So each question is going to be evaluated on the following items: medical terminology. So that's worth 1 point. Grammar and spelling is worth 1 point. Word count is worth 1 point. All of your answers should be a minimum of 3 sentences. Make sure that you're following that rule. That's an easy way to get points. With these questions, there shouldn't be an issue making sure that they're 3 sentences. And then components. So just making sure that all of the components of the question is included in the answer. And that particular item is worth 2 points. So what that gives you is 5 points for each answer. So the total points of these assignments will vary from week to week, depending upon the amount of questions in the assignment. So this week there is 6 questions, so it's going to be worth 35 points. So you can either type up the question on Blackboard, or else you can, or your answers to the questions on Blackboard, or else you can make a Word document and then upload it. It's up to you, whatever works best for you. But you'll just click on the chapter 1 here, and then you can see you can either write your submission or attach a file. As I said, either way is fine with me. It's completely up to you. Once you have it uploaded or written, just be sure to hit the submit button down here. Once you complete that, then you'll go ahead and do your chapter 1 discussion. Be sure to read all of the requirements for this. So when you click on that chapter 1 discussion, it will take you to this page. So now that we're getting into the discussion forums for the chapters themselves, they will always be a post-first discussion forum. So what that means is you will click on this create thread button here. You will not be able to see your classmates' posts until you have submitted your own. So with that in mind, be sure that you kind of space out your posts. You don't want to just try to do it all at once. Give people a chance to have time to read through everybody else's posts. I would say try to create your post by Friday, and then you'll have the weekend to look at everybody else's. These will be due on Tuesdays at 11:30. So this first post will be due August 29th at 11:30. Again, you'll have to create your own thread and then post on 2 of your classmates' threads. There is a rubric that goes along with these, and you can see it down in this corner here on the left, this grading information. So if you click on that, and then on your right here, it says View Rubric. So this is how your discussion questions will be graded. So there's 5 different components: response, participation, quality of comment, medical terminology, and professionalism. So keep in mind that your response, so your initial thread that you create, should be 5 or more sentences. Again, that's an easy way to get points, so just make sure that you're looking at that requirement. And then the other thing to note is that your comment, so the comment on your classmate's post or thread, has to be 3 or more sentences. I don't really want to see just "I agree." It is a discussion forum, so you want to keep the discussion going. So make sure that you're meeting those 2 requirements for sure. And then we're just looking at professionalism, being respectful, correct medical terminology throughout, and then making sure that you comment on those 2 posts. Keep in mind this medical terminology. So if you're talking about the collarbone, be sure to call it the clavicle. If anything is below, it's inferior, in front of is anterior. Just make sure that you're incorporating those words as often as possible. So then if we go back to Module 1, after you complete everything in Chapter 1, you can go to Chapter 3. So in Chapter 3, you can see there's going to be review questions. What you'll note is that the discussion forum for Chapter 3 is here right now. So those discussion forums won't open up until the week that we're working on those chapters. So this won't open up until August 29th, and then it will stay open until September 5th. So just keep in mind there will be a discussion forum, it's just not available right now. Heading back to Module 1, the last thing I wanted to show you is this Module 1 exam study guide. So there will be a written exam covering all of this module, so all 3 chapters within the module. That will become available September 8th, and it will be due by 11:30 p.m. Monday, September 11th. So you'll have a full weekend to work on it, but keep in mind once you start it, you have to finish it in one setting within the allotted amount of time. So take a look at this study guide. Be sure to keep that in mind as you are, doing your readings. This is going to give you a little bit of insight into what areas to really focus on to get the knowledge needed for that Module 1 exam. Once that is all complete, you can move on to Module 2. Again, as always, just let me know if you have any questions or need any clarification on anything.